So welcome guys my YouTube channel. So today in this video what we will doing is we will be making a pre-sale in which your token will be listed. Anybody can buy your token with a DAI stablecoin or USDT tether. So we will make that fully decentralized application with smart contract and web application. So let's get started to the video. So first of all we will just go to the GitHub and I'll just share this link in the description. So what we will do is we'll just copy this code, and what we'll do is we'll just go to remix and make a file DAI.sol. so this will be our DAI token. So we'll just paste that code and for more, and we will just name this token suppose Doge token, right? Doge token solve. So we have made two tokens. Yeah, so like this is the code that is from previous video, pre-sale application, in which I built a pre-sale in which you can buy it, like you can list your token and buy your token with Ethereum. Like you can set a value like 1 Ethereum equal to 10,000 of your token and you will get 10,000 tokens. So it's a pre-sale, simple pre-sale. Now what we are doing is we are making a pre-sale in which anybody can buy your token with DAI or stable coin or any other coin you want to keep. So let's get started. So this is the 2 coins. So it's compiling. So I don't know why it's taking so much time. So let's just wait for him to compile, and meanwhile what we can do is we can just name it as, so it's dapp token in the previous video, so we can just name it as DAI, and we can name it as Doge token and Doge, and this. So this is the application, and now we will make a crowd sale contract. So I think it's not compiling. I don't know why it's not compiling. Let's refresh. So we will also copy the code of crowd sale that I built in the last video. So I'll just go through these points in the very fast, but for more detailed understanding you can just watch my previous video. So we'll just go to this. So thank God our contracts are compiled successfully. So I have just kept 7.0 as compiler and auto compile, and now dapp token. So it's searching for dapp token, that's not here. So what we will do is we will just name it as DAI.sol, and it's DAI. Just name it as DAI, and for Doge token, Doge, just keep it as Doge. So I'll just import both the coins, Doge.sol, Doge token.sol. So it's giving a error, so it should give an error. So let me solve that. DAI. So it's giving an error, so let me solve it. So now it's solved, and bro, it's DAI. So DAI, and it's also DAI, correct. Now it's compiled. So I'll just go through this code, like what this code is doing, and we'll just get started with the coding of that smart contract, and later on we will just move to the integration stuff. So what this contract is doing, let me go from the very beginning. So first of all it is importing the token, correct, and then this is the address of admin, great, and this is the token instance that I have created. So this is all right, and this is the price of token that I have made a variable named token price, in which I was setting the price of token like 1 Ethereum equal to 10 times of the token. Like if I deposit 1 Ethereum, then I'll get 10 dapp tokens. So that's this, and this is the token sold is the variable that I have made that keeps the count, like how many tokens are sold, so that I can calculate like how many ETH is deposited. So this is an event for selling, and this is a constructor. So constructor is basically taking the token address that we want to sell, and this is the token value, like the rate, like 1 ETH equal to 10,000 of my tokens. So that is the rate that I've inputted as the constructor parameter. So here I am setting the admin as the address that will be deploying this smart contract. So this is the token value, and this is the token value, and this is the dev token. So I'll just keep it as dev token. We will just include DAI and our Doge token in it, and we will just make this project. So in here what I am doing is I like inputted the address. So this is the instance of the token that I created, right? So in instance, I just initiated that instance by inputting the address, and this token and this instance store this token. Now I can interact with this instance that I created above, as I have stored the token in here, and I can interact all the functionality of token basically. Like if I'll go to dev token, so here I am just suppose like checking the balance of address of this. Like if you are depositing, that I can like interact with this dev token instance and get the balance of token you have, and like check if you can buy this token or not. So these type of functions I am using. So this is the buy function. So buy function. So what buy function is doing? So buy function, first of all, it is checking if the contract has token or not. So it is checking, and second is checking is transfer the token to the user, because no. So first of all, it's checking that yes, it's checking that contract has token or not. Second is transferring the token to the user, and it increasing the supply of the like total tokens sold. And at the last, it's emitting the event. And this is the function that is for end pre-sale. So first of all, it is checking that if you are the admin or not, and second, it is transferring all the tokens that are in the contract, so that are not sold at the end of pre-sale, that will be given back to the admin, that because that doesn't get stored in this contract, and at the end this contract is destructible. So what we will do is, in here all the functions are created. So first of all, we will do is define the instance of Doge token. So Doge, so we'll just see what's the name of this Doge. We'll just copy, and Doge public Doge, correct, and suppose just name it right there, Doge token for instance name, so that we don't confuse, and it to be DAI token. So we will get many errors. So instead of dev token everywhere, just replace it with DAI token. So just yes, so I just replaced all the places where dev token was used to DAI token. What we have to add in this contract to make this our contract, that we to implement our functionality basically. So first of all, we will just input like in here we will just input DAI address, and in here we will input Doge address, and just camel case it, and also this for like proper, and this is the, we will just copy it, and we will also initialize Doge token that we created. So we'll just, so Doge token, so what we have to write here, So we have to make an instance of Doge. So we have to write Doge here, Doge, and to initialize it, we have to pass address in this so that we can access all the features of that address on which the token is being deployed. So we will just paste it over here, and yes, now it's compiled. Great. So our constructor is completed, all the variables are completed. Now we have to work on buy token functionality. So let's work on that. So I'll just remove this and I'll just create 3 points. So first of all, what we have to check, first of all, like, what is the functionality of buy token? So we have to understand this. So functionality of the buy token is that first of all, we input, we like deposit die here, deposit die, and we get Doge token and calculate how many Doge we get, user get, right? And we also have to check if user has enough die or not. So these are the functionality we have to check. So first of all, we will check if user has enough die or not. So if user has enough die or not. So we will check it. So we can check this only by checking the balance of user in the balance of function for die and Doge token. So what we will do is we will just simply require, and we will check like, you know, that user is msg.center, like whosoever is interacting with this function, that address is stored in a public keyword in a keyword that is called msg.sender. So what we will require, like first of all, we have to check fit for die token. So we will just type die token, right? And on which function we have to interact with, we have to write that. So we have to balance of auto command. So now for which address we have to calculate the balance of, we have to check the balance of for the address that is interacting with this function. So address that is interacting with this function is msg.sender. So die token balance should be greater than, like and also I forgot, like in buy token we have to like input field one for one input field in buy token input field, how many token I want to buy, correct? So what we'll do is we will just uint 256 and amount, and for this condition to be happened, what we have to do is we have to check that balance. If I am interacting this with function and I want to buy like suppose 10 Doge tokens, right? So I want to buy tokens for 10 die, so I must be having 10 die, right? So we will just put a condition that die token dot balance of me should be greater than equal to amount that we want to buy. So that's pretty clear. So if this condition doesn't accomplish, then we can just name it as low balance of die tokens, correct? And we'll just end it with semicolon. So it's compiled. Now I'll just this field is also completed. I'll just keep it here. I'll just paste it over here. So deposit die. So we have to now deposit die. So that's the like very great task for you to understand. So like as of previous videos we have understood, right? So like how you will implement this approach. Like what we were doing in the previous video is we were inputting ether, right? And we were checking it with msg.value. So like for ether to deposit, what we were doing is we were inputting in the value and selecting ether over here, right? So now we are taking the amount. So what should be the approach? Like according to you, if I tell you, like your approach would be like DAI token, and we'll just transfer, and for transfer, what will be the amount? Amount will be for the transfer takes two parameters. One is the address that we want to transfer it to, and amount that we want to transfer. So is this statement correct? I just want to ask you guys. So like you not gonna answer, but like I'll tell you. So what this statement is doing is, so this statement, like just read it from the very scratch. So what this is doing, so does this statement mean that this is transferring tokens to this address. This is the address of smart contract, right? That will be deployed, and amount is the amount. Suppose we inputted 10 DAI, right? So does this mean that this statement is deducting DAI from our account and transferring it to this address? No, this statement doesn't mean that. So simply this statement means that, so DAI token dot transfer, like who is running this function? Basically this smart contract is running this function. So this statement means that this smart contract is transferring the tokens to itself, and this smart contract will not be having any DAI token. So like this statement will fail, and this will give you an unknown error. So then what should we do? And like some people were asking me, like what's the use of transfer from, Samart? Like what's the use case? Like we have made this in the token. What's the use case of transfer from? So now I'll just transfer from is the like most important function, I'll say. So we get to know that we have to apply transfer from, right? So you got to know that we can't use transfer here, because transfer means that if I click transfer, then I'll be transferring funds to your account. So why transfer from? Like suppose we can't use transfer, so we have to use transfer from, right? So suppose we use transfer from. So what we'll do is DAI token dot transfer from. So who I will be transferring from this amount? So I'll be just transferring from MSG sender to this address and amount. I think that will work. Okay, so this will not work until and only if I give allowance to this contract. So if I give 1000 token allowance to this contract before running the contract, and then I run the buy token function, then I run the buy token function. So when it will pass the required check, and when it will come to transfer from, that way it will check that have I given allowance to this address. So I'll just tell you in suppose I'll just tell you while by deploying the smart contract. So we'll just go to DAI token. right? So I'm on local EVM. I'll just click DAI token and I'll just put the million supply to I'll go to E2A because we are using 18 decimal. So what we will do is we will just input the total supply. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, that counts 1 million, and 18 0 at the last. So I'll just copy paste it and input it 3 times. So I have just deployed 1 million. Okay, so yeah. So now I have deployed DAI 1 million DAI. So I can just check this with copying pasting the address and just calculating the balance. I'll just go here and just, yeah, so I have 1 million DAI. So it's showing more because of 18 decimal, and it's showing the total supply of 1 million. That's great. So what I was trying to say to you is that, so if this like suppose, so let's just deploy this for 1 second. So I was just trying to say that if I just input spender, if I input address of crowd sale contract in the spender and amount, suppose 1000 and 18 decimal at the last, so what I am doing is I am just approving the contract to spend my $1,000, right? So I have so now you will say that it will misuse the fund, but it can't misuse the fund because on buy function only transfer from is used, and transfer from in the function in which allowance get reduced. So if I buy 1000 tokens, then it will only be transferred from me to this address to that amount. So allowance will be only increased from my account, so no other user can attack on this. So that's pretty safe. So we will be using transfer from. So now at this step, DAI is transferred from our account to this address. So, and now what we have to do is calculate how many dog we will get. So now we will calculate it. So we'll just multiply that with amount star token price, correct? So yes, this is the token price. So I'll just comment it, and what we'll do is we'll just transfer that Doge token that we have set as the exchange between the DAI token to that address. So now we will using that approach that you were thinking of in the beginning. So we will just input MSG sender here because we want to send it from smart contract to MSG sender, that the person that is paying us USDT, and amount star token price that we calculated above, and semicolon at the end. And from this is also pretty much done, and we have also get the Doge token as well. And now what we'll do is we will emit the emit event. So emit it, sell, and now we'll just MSG sender, and we will just include total value that he has deposited. So yeah, so we will just include total value that we have given to it. Okay, and we can just keep the end presale per version as it is, and we can also include Doge token as well in this. So we'll just Doge token and Doge token. So what is doing is Doge token dot transfer to MSG sender, and MSG sender is obviously the admin because I am checking it, and this is calculating the balance of Doge token in this smart contract. And now we will be going to the deployment. So we'll be not deploying this on this EVM. We will be deploying on the blockchain and testing it there with the transaction. So to deploy it on the blockchain, we have to connect. Now what we will be doing is we will be doing the deployments. So for deployments, we will be just going to DAI token first of all. So on mainnet we will be having that, so we don't need to deploy DAI, and we also have USDT. So I'll just go to the DAI token. I just go to E2A website and we will just deploy, suppose like do 1 million DAI. Yes, we want to be rich on the testnet, right? So first of all, I'll just go to Coven faucet. So like I just tried all the faucets and no faucet, like I'm not getting any ETH from any faucet. So I just tried Coven, Ring2B and like all this, so you don't face any error. So let's just create a custom RPC called Binance Smart Chain, and let's test it on Binance testnet. So what you can do is, like I'll just show you. So what you can do is you can just simply paste this as network name, 97 as chain ID. I'll just provide the link of this in the description, and BNB as currency, and this as the BNB Ether scan. So when you will add this, you will just create a Binance Smart Chain, and from this you can just copy the address, and let's go to BNB faucet to get BNB for testing. So it's like ETH, as ETH is on Ethereum network, like Coven and Coven, Ring2B, Ethereum, and BNB is on BNB testnet and mainnet. Similarly, Matic is on Matic testnet and Matic mainnet. So nothing need to worry. So give me one BNB, so it will give me, hopefully it does. So let's see. Faucets are like they're having an issue with faucet today. So we have received something from faucet. Let's see if it comes or not. So we are still waiting. So yes, we have got BNB from the BNB faucets. So now we will be connecting all the front end BNB with the BNB. So nothing need to worry. We have to just change the chain ID and just test. And so now let's click on injected web3. It will just ask the permission to connect it with the wallet, and now just deploy the DAI. The MetaMask just popped up and it asked for the confirmation, so just confirm it. So why did it ask for the confirmation? So it asked because it will do a transaction on the blockchain. So contract deployment failed. So let's do it once again, and hope so it passes. So like sometimes testnet are having issue. So we can see this transaction is getting mined. So this is BSC testnet transaction only. So success received, and so our DAI is deployed, and we can just copy this address and just click it over here and just go to expand view and add token, and next. So let's see how many DAI we have. So yeah, we have 1 million DAI, and it auto detected that it is 18 digit decimal. So cool. And now let's deploy. Let's just copy this and just go to Doge token. You can go it from over here as well. So this is the Doge token, and I'll just deploy 1 million as well in this. So just click confirm, and now we'll move toward deployment for this one. And meanwhile Doge token is deployed. We'll just copy the address, go to the expanded view, paste it over here. It auto detected, right? So like it's 18 decimal and all the things. So we have 1 million Doge, and correct. Now what we will do is we will just deploy the dapp token sale. So just rename this from dapp token sale to die to Doge. Doge token sale. Yeah, we can say that. So this is just for fun, like we have kept the Doge token. So I don't believe in Doge token, and I will not say you to invest in Doge token either. So it's a shit coin. Yeah. So I'll just die address. So we have the die address. Just wait it to pop up this. Because sometimes what happens is we have other copied address and we just paste it here and we just spent hours for getting the error. So don't do that. And just pop up. Again we can check it. EXEF and 6A, and we will just like how much value we want to keep this for the token. So let's say we want to like 100. So if we invest one die, then we should get 100 Doge token. So we have kept that value. So let's keep let's keep it at 100. It's fine. So we'll just deploy it and waiting for the transaction. Okay, cool. So yes, now our Doge token sale is deployed. And oh, so we forgot one thing, so we should remove this as well because this is not payable. So just redeploy once again. Well, you don't do it, I'll do it once again. So token value is 100 and just confirm it. So we have admin, I am the admin, we can check it, right? And die token is this, Doge token is this, token price is 100, token sold is 0. Correct. We don't want to end pre-sale. So let's buy some tokens, right? So let's buy one token, 18 decimal. Don't forget to put 18 decimal over here. So we'll just do transaction and it will give us error, and I was just expecting error. So why just the smart contract did give the error? So like this statement is passing, right? We have enough die, we have 1 million die, we have millionaire. But this statement is not passing because we have not given it allowance. So let's see what's the error comes on blockchain. So it must be error related to allowance, and let's check it. So meanwhile what we can do is so the spender does not have required allowance. So that's the error that is on. We can check it on die. So here is the error, and the spender does not have required allowance, correct? So now what we will do is we will just copy the Doge token sale contract and just go over here and approve this contract and approve the amount of money we want to buy. So suppose I want to buy one die token. So I want to invest one die token, right? So I'll just copy it from here, and so I'll just go over here and approve this contract to I am like by approving I am allowing this contract to spend my one die, so it means $1. So now I'm just waiting for the approval. So for approval, like this type of transaction occurs, and for simple function that kind of confirmation occurs. So when I'll just so why did just it gave us the error? Let's see. So it gave us the error. So like this condition is passing, right? We are inputting the one token, we have allowed the one token, right? So now we don't have Doge token in this contract. So what we will do is we will just copy this address and we will just transfer to this address, and we will just transfer around, suppose 1 lakh token, let's say. for testing. We are doing it for testing. So we will just give it to 10 lakh. So 10 lakh is the total supply, 1 million. So we'll just give it to 2 lakh. 2 lakh is sufficient. So let's just transfer, and now we are transferring 2 lakh Doge. So yeah, so this is the this. So now we should not get any error, and we are not getting any error. So when we confirm this transaction, what should happen? Our DAI should be cut off from our wallet, and we should get $100. So let's see what happens, and we'll just go to blockchain to see this, because this feels pretty awesome on the blockchain. So transaction is mining. So transaction is mined, so we can see the full transaction. So now what happened is, so this is our wallet. So we sent from our wallet to CrowdSale wallet, CrowdSale contract, right? So this is the token .sale contract. This starting from 0x5, and this transaction says it transferred to 0x5. And what 0x5 did is it transferred 100 Doge tokens. So that's great. Congrats to you guys that we have made the smart contract finally, tested it on the blockchain. Now we will start integrating with the front end so that user can have a good feel about it. So now what I'll do is, I have explained everything to you in the past in the presale dapp. So I'll start from that, and I'll change some things in that so that we don't spend much time regarding this. So if you want to learn, you can watch my previous video, but I'll start from that code. So what I'll do is, I'll just go to my GitHub, and this is the presale dapp. I'll just click clone and just go over here, git bash, git clone. So protocol HTTP not allowed, so will not use HTTP then. Great. So HTTP is not supported, so this will not. So I'll just go to this and git clone and just enter. Like this is the PowerShell, and in Windows you are the root user, in Mac you are the root user, but like in Windows this problem occurs. So I generally prefer Linux and Mac, but for the tutorial sake I have to use Windows. So yes, now we'll go to VS Code, and first of all, so basically guys, this is the starter kit that I have created. So generally we start the code from this starter kit. So I'll just guide you like what this code is doing basically, so that you can get a clear idea. And if you want to get a in-depth idea, you can like watch my video. So what this doing is, so I'll just explain to you in a very fast. So first of all, the story starts with use effect. So like use effect is a constructor for the React application. So first of all, use effect runs, and what it's doing is it's calling load fab3 function. So let's see load fab3. So it's checking if the browser supports Windows.Ethereum, it has MetaMask, so it enables it. So it pops it for us. Else it gives non-Ethereum browser detected, you should consider trying MetaMask. Okay, now what it is doing is, then it is loading blockchain data. So it's setting loading to true, and while loading is true, so what is this set and this? So this is generally a use state in React, right? So it's like a function, right? So you set that function to true or false, and then you keep the variable in that function that you use generally. So you can't use function, right? You can use variable. So like you can say it is a function and it is a variable. So you can set hello to true, like suppose set loading to true, and you can use the loading where you want. So suppose I have kept set loading to true while running this function. So what it will do is, so I have just applied a condition over here. So when loading equal to true, it will show loading dot 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 dot, and when loading is not true, it will show you the real content, right? So and it's checking. I'm checking that if the type window, if the window at Ethereum is undefined, if it's non-Ethereum browser, then return, like don't run this function anymore. So if it's window.ethereum, then I just initiated web3, so I just stored window.ethereum over here, and I have the web3 instance created, so I don't need this URL. And from over here, so what I'm doing is, this function web3.each.get accounts generally gets all the accounts from me for the one MetaMask user, and 0 position account is the account that I'm using. So suppose if I have 10 accounts and I am using 5th account, so it will start from 5, 6, 7, 8, and it will go to 1, 0, and so like 5th account will be the 0 position account. So I'm just calculating if the length is equal to 0, then return straight away, and if not, then the 0 position account should be set. Then I'm fetching the network ID here. So network ID is that we kept in the in Binance Smart Chain it is 97, and in Coven it is 42. So we will just use it 97 because we are using Binance testing. So here what we generally do is I'll just explain you this in a more beautiful manner in the presale decentralized application. And these are the functions that we don't need, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It is the navbar here, account is going here, so on the right side your account displays, and it's just saying that if account is 0, then it will say connect your wallet. If it's not, then it will show you the content, and content is this, and content is this. Like I'm setting the variable, so if it's loading, then content is this. If it's not, if it's this CSS, and that's all the simple starter kit that it is doing. And now we will go to presale, like what presale is doing. So we'll just open VS Code once more time and open folder. We go to presale app. Now I'll just explain you what this is doing. So this is pretty much like this is starting from that application, and I have built this in that video, and I have built all the things in that video. So we gonna use this. So I'll just explain you what this application is doing as well. So this application, first of all, let's just npm install it right away, so that meanwhile it's npm installing, I can just explain you guys what this application. So like this function, so this function is same, right? So these are the states that I have defined and that will come in between. So I'll just, so first of all, what we'll do is we will just store the ABI for it. So why we store the ABI, I'll just tell you. So when we go to this, so now we are using 97 Binance testnet, right? So for this, in previous application, what the functioning was, like dapp token was in crowd sale contract. So I was just paying 1 ether and getting 1000 dapp token, and like I don't remember the amount that I have set. So what I'm doing in, so I'll just close this tab. So what I'm doing this in tab. So I am just like this is new web3.e.contract. So I am just suppose in the MetaMask, in the remix, right? So we are just interacting with this contract, right? So over there is address as well as there is ABI for this, right? So here is the here an instance of crowd sale is created, and we are interacting with this contract and running the functions and all the things. We don't need to end presale, but yeah, I just by mistake. So cancel. Okay, so we are doing that, right? So now we from this we create an instance of the smart contract. So I will just take ABI and address of it, and I just want to say, like, if you want to skip this step, like who have watched this video before, so I'll just put the timeline in the description. And this function is like calling the name of the Dave token, like Dave, and this is calling the decimal, this is calling the symbol, and this is calling the total supply. And over here we are converting that total supply to ether. So because we can't show user like 1 and 18 0, we have to show 1, right? And all the things. So this is calculating the function. So we created a presale instance, and we calculated like how many Dave tokens are in there, and like whatever, like you can read this stuff, and all this stuff is doing here. And so, and I have just used all this information in this. So when I will just run this application, okay, so I'll npm just failed, window problem. I'll just go over here, and this will do my stuff. Okay, and meanwhile I can just carry on continuing to explain voice. So this is all the functionality, and now I'll tell you what this is doing. So this is the simple input field, so in which we are like changing the text, right? Like if we are inputting one, then we are showing in the front end one. And we have created a on submit button. So what it is doing is it's checking if the input I have inputted is greater than 0, then this function should be run. And what this function is doing, so created an instance of web3, great, and calculated that amount in way. Suppose I have input 1, so I have to input 1 into 10 to the power 18 by the smart one, right? So then I am calling the method by token and sending. So I was sending ether because I was doing in the ether. Now we are doing in die, so we will send die. So we will not keep this in value, and if it's success, then success, and if it's error, if it's error. So now we will start coding this contract. So meanwhile what we can do is, so as you know that, okay, this also failed. Now meanwhile the npm is installing, what we can do is we can do the stuff that we did in the last video. So what we can do is, so we can just copy the addresses, these important addresses that we have. So I'll just copy the address of die, and what we'll do is I'll just create a file, addresses.json, that's the good way to store the addresses, and die. And what we'll do is dodge, and last stuff is crowd sale. So we didn't copy the address twice, so yeah, we are pretty much good. And we'll just keep move this, we'll just move this from here, just cut it and paste it over here. So now we can delete this hello.json, we don't need that, and we can see that if we are using it, so delete it right away. And hello migration.json, presale.json. So yeah, so for token ABI we can use token ABI as both the same, because token ABI is just like is a JSON file and it has functions. It doesn't like specify this token ABI is for Dodge or something like that. But what I'll do is I just go to Dodge, and just don't forget to go to Dodge or die. before copying the API. Otherwise you will copy the API for crowd sale and like you will get so many errors, ton of errors. So selected die, copied the API, values copied. So now what I'll do is just Control A and this and paste it over here and save it. So this is the token API and addresses we have saved, and now presale is also changed, so we can just name it as crowd sale if you want, but yeah, just keep it as presale. Now go to crowd sale and just go to Doge token crowd sale and just rename it as okay, I'll just don't rename it. I'll just first of all tell you like what previous application was doing. So now so I'll just create a new file, Doge token sale .json ABI and perfect. So yes, you can see that it's following this condition over here. Connect your wallet and it's gave us the pop-up. So I'll just connect it and so it's loading because I am not on the wrong network, so it will keep on loading. So I'll just go to Coven as I deployed this application on Coven. Okay, so it's showing this. So we just I think we changed it to 97, so just keep it to 42 just for testing. So you can see, right? So this is dapp token and this is the symbol decimal balance of user. So it is just calculating the balance of user, right? Total supply of token, and I currently have 0 dapp tokens. Dapp token address in crowd sale and token price in presale and token sold in presale. So token price is right, like if I give 1 ether then I'll give 100, so I'll just have to keep it from ether to dapp token. So yeah, we can do that. And 500 per ether token sold, so 500 tokens were sold in total. So what I can do is I don't have ETH but I have it, so I'll just click on it, buy token. I don't have 1 ether, so it is giving me error. Okay, fine, and it's window pop up. So we want to keep pretty much things like same, and what we will do is so we have to add some functionality. Right now our method is changed for buying token, so now I'll just go it from scratch. So we have to just keep it 97, right? Just save it. It can give you errors. So token address is changed, right? So what we can do is we can just import that JSON file. First of all, import addresses from /contracts/ addresses.json, and we can just click on this address and we can just click on address.doge. So our Doge token is correct, and we have the name, we can call it decimal, we can call it symbol, we can call it total supply of Doge, we can call it, and then we converted the total supply in ether value, like divided by 118. So now we calculated the balance that the user contain, and it converted into ethers, correct? And we can just So we can just let it remain be a pre-sale contract. So we'll just address dot crowd sale, right? So yes, crowd sale, and we are setting the contract so that we can integrate. So okay, and now we are method.dapp_token.call. So we are like fetching that if like what is the dapp token. So we don't have this method, so dapp token in pre-sale. So what we'll do is we'll just die over here. So we can just watch it from here, like we have die, right? So I'll just die. So it will just give the address of die, and we will just control D and die. And pre-sale contract manager token price. So we have token price, I guess. Yes. Token sold. We have token sold, and we converted into ethers. So all the things are perfect. Now we have to change this submit by transaction function. So we'll change it later, and let's test the front end. So we are on wrong network, it as it says. Go to Binance test net, and yes, it's giving us the error. Okay, let's see this error. Okay, die is not here, we have die token. Okay, my bad. So now it must run. It's loading, and let's see what is the error. Die token is not there. Great. Why dot okay, die token is not here. Okay, got it. So we got it. So we are using old API. So now what I'll do is I'll just import this new API. I'll just delete it. Import Doge API from contracts Doge token sale.json Doge token sale API. So we'll just go over here and paste it over here, and API address it on. Now we're gonna rock. So yeah, so you can see that it's showing the name of token we are buying, symbol, its decimal, and balance of me. So I just deposited 2 lakh and bought 100 tokens for one die. So it's showing this balance of me. Total supply is 1 million, and I'll just change it with this Doge token address in crowd sale. So it just shows that we are like buying the correct Doge, correct coin. So that's this means. So this is the address, and you can check with this me, and so we can see that Doge OXE, right? So OX6, so OX6A. Or okay, it's die address, so we inputted die address, right? Yes. Okay, we inputted the okay, we are fetching the die address. My bad. Okay, so what we can do is we can just rename it as Doge token, and we'll just paste it as Doge token. So it'll just give you the address. And now token pre-sale, token price in pre-sale, I'll just remove 100 ether. It's 100. I'll just remove it from here. Token price is 100. 100x. No, like we can do is one die equals to token price in presale dodge. So that's pretty much explains the stuff, right? One die is equal to 100 dodge, and token sold in presale is 0. So 0 per ether. So that's not token sold in presale. So I just bought 100 tokens, right? So it must show 100. So it's not showing. So let's check what's the issue. And total sold, presale token sold, and we'll just debug it. Total sold of presale. Okay, we are not adding it up. Okay, my bad. So you can let's do it then if you want. We will change the address of it. Total sold equal to total sold plus great. What we can do is I'll just deploy it again. Those token sale, great. We are here. So token value is 100, and just deploy it, and just go over here. Let's see if it's deployed or not. So just copy the address, don't forget to transfer it some amount. So let's just transfer again 2 lakh tokens, and we'll also change the address. So we have to just simply change it at once. So I just showed you if you did some errors, so you can just replay some stuff. Okay, so we are detecting the error as well quickly. Token sold is 0, correct. Now we will buy it from front end only. So now let's see this function. So we are calling this function pretty badly. So our input is correct, and we don't have to send ether value. Amount of we can say it as dodge in way. Amount of dodge in way, correct. Amount of dodge, amount of die in way, to be more precise. Die in way. So we'll just input this over here and send this from account. So pretty much clear about that. So before that, we have to approve this contract, right? We have to approve this contract. So what we will do is we will just go to I think we don't have die instance, right? So what we will do is we will create a die instance, die contract, set die contract, use state, and set die contract to this. We'll just copy this, and we can just do it above it, no issue. Dapp token to be die token, and token will address dot die. We can check it as well, correct. And set die contract to this, and we have stored it in die contract. So now what we will do is we will just await die contract dot methods dot approve What we are approving it? We are approving address dot crowd crowd sale, right? And like what amount we want to like uh, allow, this amount. So so we can put a try catch over here. So if this, like if user reject by mistake, so we can return this function, so that like user doesn't, like the transaction doesn't move forward to this function, because without allowance this function will give error. So this is the catch, and we can just apply return over here, and just do it over here, and we can just throw a pop-up, window.alert not success, it's error. And yeah, that's pretty much off. And for more security, like we have done it, and for more security we can, like this is pretty much tough, I guess. So buy token, so we want to invest we want to input the ETH amount, input the DAI amount. So we want to buy a token for 1 DAI, so it's throwing error. Why? Let's see what's the error. DAI method, my bad, it should give error. Methods.approve. So we want to invest 1 DAI. So first of all, approval should be there, and it's like giving error. Okay. So approval didn't happen, so we'll have to check it. Await DAI contract is defined, methods.approve, and everything is correct. Okay. Dot from account. How will do this, me or you? Okay, my bad. Yeah, so now we want to buy token worth of 1 DAI, and approval should pop up. So let's wait for the approval. So it's yes, it's just pop up. So we will just approve 1 DAI, and the transaction is confirming, and when transaction will get confirmed, we will see another pop-up. So let's see the another pop-up, let's wait for it. And if transaction gets failed, or like if, yeah, so we are seeing this another pop-up. So we should get 100 dodge, and this will 100 dodge, right? So I'll just confirm, and this transaction is just happening. We can also check the blockchain. We'll just see the front end. So the transaction just took place. Let's just refresh it and see our application. So yes, 100 dollars is sold, and now we have total supply of tokens. Balance of this is also. So let's just try this from another account. I'll just create another account, send it 0.1 BNB. I'll just send it 0.2 BNB, and just also I'll send it some DAI, because if he'll not have DAI, then he'll not be able to. So I'll just buy big in this time. So you can see that the address over here changed, and at the last what we can do is, on success we can do window.location.reload, so that the page automatically gets reload after the transaction is done and the state gets updated. So we will just buy it for 100 DAI, and let me see. So let's just buy for 10 DAI. I guess we have 10 DAI over here. So like first of all, before doing this, let's just do one thing. let's just store the balance of die we have, so that to get a clear idea about the contract. So balance of die contract dot die token contract. Don't use that state, because like that will give you error, because that is set here and it will be used in next functions. Methods dot balance of accounts 0 and dot call. This should work, and just keep it as let, so that we can use it again. Balance of die, and I'll just copy it from here, copy this web3.utils. I'll just type it, await web3.utils from way, and we want to convert it from way to ether, right? So balance of die ether, right? And I'll just set balance of die, so I have to still make a use state, right? And just create it over down here. Use state, I have to store number over here, and I'll just go down. Okay, and now I'll show token name, token symbol, balance of user. So over here I'll just paste it for a while. Balance of die, balance of user die, and just run it, and let's see if we get some error. I'm not supposing. Okay, be in effect to provide precision. Let's see what that error is. Methods get accounts. Okay. Like this silly mistakes I do again and again. So let's see. So we have 10 die. Great. Welcome. So we will just buy tokens for 10 die. So I was about to buy tokens for 100 die. So you can put on conditions, like if it's greater than 100 die, then throw this error and throw that error. Yeah, you can do it, and you can redesign that UI and everything, so that will also be great. So now another transaction must pop up. I just approved it. Yes, so another transaction popped up. So after the transaction, the website must reload, and in this it must show 1100, and in this it should show 0, and in this it should show 1000. Okay, yes. Let's see the transaction. So it didn't got reloaded, so I guess our success button didn't work, so we can check on that. But let's see the calculations. We are here for the calculations. So yes, our Doge token is, so just to keep this, I'll just keep it as here Doge, and here die, to be clarity for users. And so we have 100 Doge, 0 die, I die deducted, and we have 1100 in total sales. So yes, so at the end I like to say that the course is complete, and in the course we just buy our token from DAI token. So you can do this for the clients and earn $500 to $1,000, and you can launch your own coin and do this for your project. And that was the video pretty much. So that's about the video. And if you like if you appreciate my effort, just subscribe to the channel. And thanks guys for watching my video. Till then, bye bye.